Jeff Bagwell, one of the greatest names in baseball history, is not only remembered for his impressive statistics, but also for his unique ability to transform the game. His journey in baseball is marked by highs and lows, from a historic trade that seemed like a failed exchange to his rise as one of the cornerstones of the Houston Astros. When he was traded in 1990, few could predict that this young third baseman, coming from a trade involving veteran Larry Andersen, would become a franchise legend and one of the most respected figures in Major League Baseball. I'm Alder Santos, and welcome to our channel, Legends of Baseball. What makes Jeff Bagwell's story even more fascinating is his rare ability to combine power with patience at the plate and solid defense. He was not just a power hitter, but a strategist with a disciplined approach to the game that set him apart from other greats of his era. His impressive batting average, along with his 449 home runs and 1,529 RBIs, make Bagwell's career one that is studied and revered to this day. However, what truly stands out is his incredible ability to adapt and evolve, constantly surpassing himself, even when challenges seemed immense. Watch this video to the end to discover how Jeff Bagwell transformed the history of the Astros and left a legacy that goes beyond numbers. What are the most memorable moments of his career that impressed you? Leave your thoughts in the comments and share what inspired you most about this baseball legend. Despite not winning a World Series during much of his career, Bagwell's impact on the Astros was undeniable. His contribution to shaping the identity of the franchise, especially during the historic 2005 season when the team reached its first World Series, was pivotal. Today, with his induction into the Hall of Fame in 2017, Bagwell is remembered not only as one of the greatest players to ever wear an Astros uniform, but also as a figure who inspired generations of fans and athletes. Bagwell's journey is not just about numbers. It's about his passion, dedication, and the way he left an indelible mark on baseball. Jeff Bagwell was born on May 27, 1968, in Boston, Massachusetts, one of the great sports hubs of the United States. Growing up in a region passionate about baseball, Bagwell was influenced by the competitive environment and the strong sports legacy in New England. From a young age, he demonstrated talent and dedication to the game, developing a discipline that would follow him throughout his career. During his youth, Bagwell attended Xavier High School, a prep school in Middletown, Connecticut. There, he stood out not only in baseball, but also in football, where he played as a linebacker. His versatility and intelligence in sports showcased his above-average athletic ability, but it was in baseball that he found his true calling. His performance caught the attention of scouts and college coaches. Bagwell decided to continue his athletic career at the University of Hartford, where he joined the college baseball team. From the start, he stood out as an exceptional player, showing a rare combination of offensive and defensive skills. His approach at the plate was disciplined, with a powerful swing and excellent strike zone control, traits that would become trademarks of his career. Defensively, Bagwell was originally a third baseman, a position in which he displayed great security and quick reflexes. His range and reaction time made him a reliable defender at the hot corner. Even without being the fastest player, his intelligence and anticipation compensated for any physical limitations, allowing him to make impressive plays. Throughout his time at the University of Hartford, Bagwell accumulated impressive statistics and caught the eye of Major League Baseball (MLB) scouts. His consistency at the plate, coupled with his solid defense, made him one of the most promising college players of the time. However, few could predict the impact he would have on the professional stage years later. Bagwell's college performance led the Boston Red Sox to select him in the 1989 MLB draft, thus beginning his journey in professional baseball. This pick seemed like a natural destiny for a young man born and raised in Massachusetts. But his story would take an unexpected turn when he became part of a trade that would change his life and the history of the Houston Astros forever. Jeff Bagwell was drafted by the Boston Red Sox in 1989 during the 4th round of the MLB draft. As a promising young talent, he began his journey in the team's minor league system, playing as a third baseman. During this time, Bagwell continued to showcase his exceptional offensive skills, demonstrating refined bat control and a natural instinct for contact hitting. However, despite his potential, he wasn't considered a top priority for the future of the Red Sox, as the team already had a solid roster with little room for new talent at his position. The following year, in 1990, an unexpected trade completely changed Bagwell's destiny. In late August, during the playoff race, the Boston Red Sox sought to strengthen their roster for a potential postseason run and were in need of an experienced pitcher to bolster their bullpen. To do so, they made a trade with the Houston Astros, sending the young Bagwell in exchange for veteran Larry Andersen, a solid relief pitcher at the end of his career. At the time of the trade, it didn't seem like a significant move, as Bagwell had yet to play in the major leagues and was viewed only as a moderately talented prospect. On the other hand, Andersen was a reliable pitcher who could offer stability to the Red Sox bullpen in the final stretch of the season. In fact, he had an efficient performance in Boston, but his time with the team lasted only 15 games, as he became a free agent at the end of the season and signed with another team. Meanwhile, the trade turned out to be a masterstroke for the Houston Astros. As soon as Bagwell arrived in their minor league system, he received an invitation to the major league team at the start of the 1991 season, making his official MLB debut. With the Astros needing an impact player, he quickly established himself as a regular, but with a crucial change. He was moved from third base to first base, as Houston already had Ken Caminiti in Bagwell's original position. The position change ended up being beneficial for his career. Bagwell quickly adapted to the new role and became an elite first baseman, combining solid defensive skills with impressive power at the plate. In his first year with the Astros, he won the National League Rookie of the Year award in 1991, proving that the team had acquired a player well beyond initial expectations. As the years went by, the trade became one of the most lopsided in MLB history, with the Houston Astros emerging as the big winner. While Larry Andersen had a short stint in Boston, Jeff Bagwell built a legendary career in Houston, becoming one of the greatest players in franchise history and a future Hall of Famer. What seemed like a simple, routine trade ended up changing the course of a team and cementing Bagwell as one of baseball's great legends. When Jeff Bagwell arrived with the Houston Astros in 1991, he was originally a third baseman, a position he had played throughout his college and minor league career. However, the team already had Ken Caminiti as the starter at third base, leading to a dilemma about where to fit Bagwell in the lineup. The Astros decided to move the young talent to first base, believing that his defensive ability and offensive talent would translate well to the new position. The transition could have been challenging, but Bagwell adapted quickly and demonstrated an impressive learning ability. Despite having no prior experience as a first baseman, he showed quick reflexes, excellent glove control, and a solid defensive presence. His hard work and dedication allowed him not only to learn the new position, but to become one of the most reliable defenders in the league. His quick movements and ability to make difficult plays made him a key piece in the Astros infield. In addition to his consistent defense, Bagwell brought a dominant offensive presence to first base, setting him apart from many other players at the position. Traditionally, first base is occupied by power hitters, but few combine power and batting average like he did. His approach at the plate made him one of the most feared players in the league, contributing both home runs and quality contact hits. Over the years, Bagwell solidified himself as one of the best first basemen in MLB history, both defensively and offensively. He won a Gold Glove Award in 1994, standing out as an elite defender at the position. His successful transition not only prolonged his career, but also helped the Astros build a solid foundation for the future. What began as a team necessity turned out to be one of the best decisions of Bagwell's career, solidifying his place as one of the greatest players of his generation. The 1991 season marked Jeff Bagwell's debut in Major League Baseball, and he quickly showed that he was a special talent. Although he had originally been a third baseman, Bagwell transitioned to first base without difficulty and became one of the most consistent players for the Houston Astros. His combination of plate discipline, defensive ability, and presence in the lineup made him an immediate standout on the team. Throughout his rookie season, Bagwell posted impressive numbers, with a .294 batting average, 15 home runs, and 82 RBIs. Additionally, he demonstrated excellent strike zone control, recording an on-base percentage, OBP, of .387, which was remarkable for a rookie. His offensive production and impact on the team were critical for the Astros that year, cementing his place as one of the league's most promising young players. Thanks to his outstanding performance, Bagwell was awarded the National League Rookie of the Year in 1991. He became the first player in Astros history to win this award, standing out among other rookies that season. His victory was a reflection not only of his solid numbers, but also of his maturity and immediate impact on the game. The Rookie of the Year award was just the beginning of a legendary career. The success of his rookie season proved that the trade that sent him from Boston to Houston was one of the most favorable for the Astros in MLB history. Bagwell not only met expectations but exceeded them, showing that he would be a cornerstone of the franchise for the years to come. The 1994 season was the most spectacular of Jeff Bagwell's career, cementing him as one of the most dominant players in Major League Baseball, MLB. He had a phenomenal season with the Houston Astros, showcasing a rare combination of power, plate discipline, and defensive ability. His impact on the team was immense, and his offensive performance elevated him to an elite status within the league. Bagwell's 1994 numbers were impressive. A .368 batting average, 39 home runs, 116 RBIs, and an astronomical OPS of 1.201 in just 110 games. Additionally, he led the National League in slugging percentage, .750, and total bases 300, demonstrating his ability to make an impact in almost every plate appearance. His pace indicated that he could have reached historic milestones if the season had been completed as normal. Unfortunately, Bagwell's campaign was interrupted by the MLB players' strike, which resulted in the cancellation of the remainder of the season and the World Series. The strike prevented him from continuing his impressive trajectory in 1994, leaving many wondering how far his numbers could have gone. Still, his dominance was so significant that the voters didn't hesitate to award him the National League MVP, making him the first player in Astros history to win the award. The 1994 season solidified Jeff Bagwell as an MLB superstar and one of the greatest names of the decade. Even though the strike prevented him from leading the Astros to the playoffs, his individual performance was historic and continues to be remembered as one of the most dominant campaigns ever recorded. The impact of this season also helped solidify his legacy as one of the greatest players to ever wear the Houston jersey. Jeff Bagwell and Craig Biggio formed one of the most iconic duos in MLB history, known as the Killer Bees. Together, they were the backbone of the Houston Astros for over a decade, establishing themselves as two of the franchise's most consistent and productive players. While Bagwell was a power hitter and excellent defender at first base, Biggio brought versatility, speed, and leadership, playing crucial roles both as second baseman and outfielder. With Bagwell and Biggio leading the charge, the Astros experienced a period of great success, making the playoffs several times between the 1990s and early 2000s. The duo not only boosted the team's offense, but also helped turn Houston into one of the most competitive teams in the National League. They were key contributors in securing 4 division titles: 1997, 1998, 1999, and 2001, and played an essential role in the franchise's rise as a true powerhouse. The impact of the Killer Bees went beyond the statistics. Bagwell and Biggio were leaders both on and off the field, serving as examples of dedication and professionalism. Their longevity together strengthened the team's identity and helped the Astros build a solid fan base. The mutual respect and chemistry they shared on the field made their partnership legendary, making both synonymous with the team's success during this period. The collaboration between Bagwell and Biggio reached its peak in 2005, when, as veterans, they helped the Astros win the franchise's first National League title and reach the World Series for the first time. Although the team was defeated by the Chicago White Sox, this achievement was a testament to the duo's lasting impact. Years later, both were individually recognized with inductions into the Baseball Hall of Fame, cementing their importance to the sport and to the city of Houston. Jeff Bagwell was one of the most complete players of his generation, combining power at the plate, patience at the plate, and defensive excellence. While many power hitters focused only on home runs, Bagwell stood out for his discipline, frequently drawing walks and maintaining a high on-base percentage. His meticulous approach at the plate made him an extremely dangerous hitter, capable of both connecting on big hits and working counts to reach base and drive in runs. His career numbers reflect his consistency and impact on the game. He finished his MLB career with 449 home runs, 1,529 RBIs, and an impressive OPS of .948. These numbers place him among the greatest first basemen of all time, showcasing his ability to produce over 15 seasons. Additionally, his career batting average of .297 shows that he was not just a slugger, but also a technical and efficient hitter. Defensively, Bagwell stood out as one of the best first basemen of his era. Although he started his career as a third baseman, he quickly adapted to the new position and became an elite defender. His range, agility, and sharp instincts allowed him to make difficult plays frequently, while his footwork and throwing ability helped his teammates complete plays efficiently. He even won a Gold Glove award in recognition of his excellence on the field. This rare combination of power, patience, and solid defense made Jeff Bagwell a unique and highly respected player. He was feared by pitchers for his ability to change the game with a single swing, but also admired for his intelligence and dedication to the sport. His well-rounded skill set secured his place in baseball history and solidified his legacy as one of the greatest players to ever wear the Houston Astros uniform. Jeff Bagwell spent much of his career as one of the great players in MLB without a World Series title. But in 2005, he finally had the chance to compete on baseball's biggest stage. That year, the Houston Astros made history by reaching the franchise's first World Series, an achievement that was largely the result of the foundation built by Bagwell and Craig Biggio over the years. Even though he was not in peak physical form, his presence and leadership were crucial for the team. Unfortunately, Bagwell was dealing with significant shoulder issues that limited his participation during the 2005 regular season. He played only 39 games and posted modest numbers, but his experience and influence in the clubhouse were essential to keeping the team motivated in the playoffs. When the Astros secured their spot in the World Series, Bagwell was determined to contribute despite his physical limitations. Even without his usual power at the plate, he managed to act as a designated hitter and a strategic reserve in the series against the Chicago White Sox. The 2005 World Series ended in disappointment for the Astros, as they were swept by the White Sox in 4 games. Still, for Bagwell, that campaign was an important milestone, as it represented years of effort and dedication to the Houston Astros. He finally had the opportunity to play in a World Series, capping off a career filled with individual achievements and memorable moments. Although he didn't win the coveted title, his importance to the team's success was undeniable. After that season, shoulder injuries forced Bagwell to retire, ending a brilliant 15-season career, all with the Houston Astros. Even without a championship ring, he was one of the key figures responsible for transforming the franchise into a competitive powerhouse in the 1990s and 2000s. His impact on the history of the Astros was so profound that in 2017, when the team finally won its first World Series, many fans remembered Bagwell as one of the cornerstones that helped build that moment. In 2017, Jeff Bagwell received the greatest honor of his career by being elected to the Baseball Hall of Fame. After years of waiting and several attempts in the voting process, he finally surpassed the necessary threshold to enter the select group of the greatest players in the sport's history. His induction was a definitive recognition of his impact on baseball, both for what he did on the field and for the legacy he left for the Houston Astros franchise. Bagwell received 86.2% of the votes from the Baseball Writers Association of America, BBWA, well above the 75% minimum required for induction. His name had been in contention for years due to unfounded concerns about the use of banned substances during the era in which he played, but his numbers and impact on the game spoke louder. He became the second player in history to be inducted into the Hall of Fame representing the Astros, following in the footsteps of his eternal teammate, Craig Biggio, who was elected in 2015. During the induction ceremony, Bagwell delivered an emotional speech, expressing gratitude to his family, teammates, coaches, and Astros fans. He highlighted the unconditional support he received throughout his career and the importance of his relationship with Biggio, who was present to celebrate the achievement with him. The ceremony marked a special moment for Astros fans, who were able to see one of the franchise's greatest idols reach baseball immortality. Jeff Bagwell's induction into the Hall of Fame solidified his place among the greatest players in MLB history. With a complete style of play that combined power, discipline at the plate, and solid defense at first base, he redefined the position and left a lasting impact on the league. His name is now forever among the baseball legends, recognized not only for his impressive numbers, but also for his love and dedication to the sport. Jeff Bagwell's legacy in baseball goes far beyond his numbers and individual achievements. Considered the greatest player in Astros history before the modern era of the team, his contribution to the franchise was immeasurable. When Bagwell arrived in the team in 1990, he immediately established himself as the centerpiece of the Astros offense. His ability in both aspects of the game, at the plate and defensively, made him a reference for everyone who came through Houston, becoming an icon still revered by fans and players alike. Bagwell inspired a generation of players in Houston, and his influence continues to be felt within the team. Many younger players, especially those who began their careers in the last 2 decades, cite Bagwell as a major inspiration. His discipline at the plate, calm approach, and immense dedication to the game are aspects that shaped the Astros culture and helped form a solid foundation of success that would culminate in more titles and a shift in mentality for the organization. One of the most notable aspects of his legacy was his unique hitting style. Bagwell possessed an explosive swing, capable of generating impressive power, but he also had rare patience. He knew how to wait for the right pitches, which resulted in a lethal combination of strength and precision. His 449 home runs and 1,529 RBIs are only part of the story. The way he approached the game, always with a focused mind and meticulous preparation, served as a model for the hitters who followed him. Today, analysts and players still study Bagwell's disciplined approach at the plate. His patience and intelligence in the game were uncommon, even for an elite athlete, and continue to serve as a reference for those seeking to understand the fundamental principles of being a great hitter. In a sport that requires more than just physical skill, Bagwell exemplified the importance of a strong, controlled mindset, something that is passed down from generation to generation. His ability to adjust to circumstances and find success, even in the most challenging situations, is one of the most studied aspects of his career. Defensively, Bagwell also stood out as one of the best first basemen. His ability to capture difficult throws and his precision when making tags at critical moments of the game remain examples of how a player should also dedicate themselves to their defensive role. Even though he was better known for his power at the plate, Bagwell was a constant and reliable presence in the field, which only enhanced his reputation as a complete and trustworthy player. Finally, Bagwell's impact transcends his career, as he is an example of commitment and love for the game of baseball. Although he retired years ago, his involvement with the Astros organization and his presence at team events show his continued desire to contribute to the growth of the sport and the development of new generations of players. His career and legacy continue to serve as a beacon of excellence, not only for the Astros, but for baseball as a whole, inspiring all those who strive for greatness in the sport. Jeff Bagwell's career is a shining example of how dedication, hard work, and love for the game can transform natural talent into a lasting legacy. Throughout his journey, he not only broke records but also redefined what it means to be a complete athlete, blending power, patience, and defense with a rare consistency in baseball. His impact on the history of the Houston Astros is immeasurable, and his influence on the game extends beyond the baseball fields, leaving a cultural mark that transcends generations. Bagwell's importance to the team and the sport is something that will be remembered for many years, and he will always be synonymous with excellence. Looking at Bagwell's career, it is clear that his success was not just a matter of raw talent. His discipline at the plate, his vision of the game, and his commitment to improving each season formed the foundation of his longevity and success. He became a model for players who sought more than just trophies, but also an ethical and balanced approach to the sport. In a world where the rush to achieve success often prevails, Bagwell showed that true greatness comes from persistence and constant dedication, even in the face of difficulties. However, his legacy is not limited to his statistics or victories. Bagwell's impact goes beyond the field, touching those who followed him closely, whether as fans or teammates. He inspired a generation of players to dedicate themselves, to be leaders both on and off the field, and to value teamwork. His charisma and humility never distanced him from his roots, keeping him accessible even after becoming one of the league's biggest stars. This authenticity is one of the traits that make Bagwell's legacy even more valuable and worthy of admiration. Additionally, the historic partnership with Craig Biggio was one of the greatest examples of how chemistry within a team can lead a club to success. Together, they formed the Killer Bees, an unstoppable duo that elevated the Astros to a competitive level that few teams of their time could match. This connection was not only on the field. Bagwell and Biggio showed that mutual respect and friendship are essential to a team's success, something that still resonates today in the way the Astros conduct themselves as an organization. Their bond transcended the dynamics of the field, becoming a lesson about the power of teamwork and mutual support. His induction into the Hall of Fame in 2017 was not only a validation of his impressive statistics, but also of the impact he had on the evolution of baseball as a sport. Receiving 86.2% of the votes was a clear demonstration of respect from his peers, journalists, and fans, solidifying Bagwell as one of the greatest players in the history of the game. This recognition did not come just for what he did with the bat or the glove, but for the character he represented throughout his career. Ultimately, the greatness of an athlete is measured both by what they achieve and by the example they set for those who follow them. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like it, subscribe to the channel for more fascinating content, and activate the bell to receive notifications. And don't forget to leave your comment. Today, as we reflect on Jeff Bagwell's legacy, we can see that he represents more than just baseball. He symbolizes the passion for the game, the relentless pursuit of improvement, and the ability to remain true to oneself, no matter the circumstances. He not only stood out on the field, but also helped shape the Astros culture and influence the way players and fans view the sport. His story teaches us that true greatness lies in how we handle challenges, how we inspire others to follow in our footsteps, and, most importantly, how we maintain our humanity amid success. Until the next journey, dear baseball-loving friends,